So guys, this is the Wednesday, May 26, 2002, Wisdom from Peter Zoom. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to share with you guys some wisdom. One thing that Peter always talked about was anytime we'd meet, he would cast a vision. There was always some technical training that went on that. But one thing that Peter always did was he made sure that there was some vision cast, because guys, it's been said that when the why is strong enough, the how will take care of itself. Guys, if you know why it's important, if you can connect the dots between doing 6 demos today and achieving your financial goals, your why, whether that's paying for your kids' college ahead of time, whether that's being able to tithe $20,000 to your church this year and have that be, 10% of your income. Okay. Whether it be to own a home in the mountains that you've always wanted to own, whether like CJ, whether it's to get an RV so that you and your family can go make, a decade of memories in. That is just special. And guys, when you can connect your purpose, what thing that you want to achieve, like, whether it's 6 months from now, a year from now, it could be 6 weeks from now, it could be a short-term goal. You can connect that with your activity today, then that activity today takes on a whole new meaning and becomes much more powerful and much more purposeful. And so guys, what I want to attempt to do over the next 15, 20 minutes here is help you guys connect those dots with understanding what you're building today. Because again, sometimes guys, it's hard to see the forest for the trees, meaning we can get so stuck in our feelings about today. We can get so stuck in, oh gosh, I don't know if I can see myself cold calling on businesses and being made to feel like I do every single day for the next 20, 25 years. Guys, if we're saying that to ourselves, we are saying the wrong stuff, because this business definitely changes. I can tell you right now, Kyle's daily activities in his business are not nearly what they were 7 years ago or 8 years ago when he was first getting started. They've changed quite a bit. That's because he has purposefully chosen to level up. What Todd Stiles does on a daily basis now, very different than what he was doing back when he was getting started a little over 6 years ago in the business. And same can be said for anybody that's here more than a couple years. Okay, guys, there's a big difference in having 5 years of experience, okay, and having 1 year's experience 5 times. And there are people that have done both. Okay, if you're doing the same thing and it's Groundhog's Day, it might be time to start getting more in touch with your why and your purpose. And then you can kind of start understanding why you would want to implement some of the training, like the training Kyle gave yesterday on recruiting, because guys, that will change the face of your career. Okay. So guys, today I want to talk to you guys about the power of renewals. Can you guys all see my screen? Okay. It should see taking advantage of the opportunity at hand. We all good? I need one response.
Yep, we can see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it. And
Yep. No, no.
so guys, here's the goal of this meeting today. One is to inspire you to invest more of your time, sweat equity, and some of your money, resources into your business than you currently do. Okay. Guys, wherever you are right now, that's where you are. Okay. And some of you, if you're brand new, you probably have more time than money, and that's okay. You might need to use sources to build your business that are free. Okay. Things that are free would be word of mouth, talking to people, things like a Facebook post. I know one of our, I did a final interview where we're doing a final interview later today with an agent that was sourced through a Facebook post last week. So that's free. Okay. As you get going, there are other sources that you can pay for to create sales for yourself, to create selling opportunities for your team members, and also to create team members. Okay. There are sources to do that with. So, right, what you want to do is get in where you fit in right now and figure out, can you invest money into your business? If you can, I would encourage you to. And if not right now, then figure out what you can invest into your business that makes sense until you can put some sort of currency into it. And the purpose of this, guys, is to accelerate your own financial independence and help the agents that you work with to do the same. Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys, here's kind of an overview and the basic premise of this, guys. Our business is a phenomenally powerful vehicle, okay? And it really should be treated as such. Here's the problem. The problem is, guys, it only costs $250 to start this business, okay? That's about what it costs to get an insurance license. After that, the only expenses in this business, as Ken Matson would say, is the ink in your pen and the gas in your tank, okay? And so the problem is people sometimes, because it's so inexpensive, the cost of entry is so low, people treat it like it's a $250 business. And guys, if you treat this like a $250 business, it'll pay you like one, okay? Guys, if somebody wants to start a McDonald's franchise, okay, if they want to own a McDonald's, and those things are franchised out, guys, just to get started in that business, that owner has to come up with a couple $100,000, okay, just to get the foundation poured, to get the arches up there, and they got to usually take out a business loan or go around and pick up some venture capital. And let me ask you guys, and you don't have to answer this, but if you had to put $200,000 into this business, okay, you scrimped and scraped and borrowed and went into the red and borrowed all that money to start this insurance business, would you work the same way that you've worked the last couple of weeks? Would you work a little bit harder, a little bit more intentional if you had that kind of money invested in it? Well, guys, we've got to pretend like we did, okay? Because again, if we treat it like a $250 business, it'll pay us like one. If we treat it like $1 million business, it'll pay us like one, okay? So guys, what if I told you that I wanted you to come work with me as a partner in my business, okay? And as a partner, here are the things that I'm gonna do for you. One, you're gonna get a % of ownership stake in all the revenue that you create in the business, okay? There's absolutely no limit to how much revenue you can create or how fast you can create it, okay? Guys, back when I worked with selling suits in a company, when you wanted to grow and build and add people, you had to have a certain level of profitability, okay? And if your profit margins weren't right, you weren't allowed to hire people. Guys, we don't have that challenge here, okay? That's why I was only allowed to hire one person in my 4 years that I was there. Here, there is no limit on that. The cumulative revenue that you create will trigger several accelerators that will increase the percentage of your ownership stake, okay? And there's no limit to how fast you can achieve those benchmarks, okay? Hey, there's the finish line. Get there as fast as you want. There, ready, set, go, all right? Number 4, there's no limitations on the number of people that you can hire into your part of the business, or how quickly you can hire them and train them to duplicate your efforts and create additional revenue for your business. So we're taking off all the limitations, okay? No speed limit signs, go as fast and as hard as you want to, okay? Now, once you decide to walk away from our business, because hey, at some point you're probably going to want to retire and just relax, okay? But once you decide to walk away from a business, you get to keep your ownership stake for the rest of your life, even after you walk away, okay? In the form of monthly payments, okay? Like an annuity. And you can even leave it to a beneficiary. So if you expire before those payments expire, you can leave them for your spouse, you can leave them for your kids, you can leave them for your favorite charity. That will keep coming in, okay? It's a willable asset. Next one, as a partner, you get access to all of the existing infrastructure of my business, okay? You don't have to figure anything out. It's all been figured out for you. Here's the playbook. You get access to all of it, all right? Also, I'll teach you everything that I've learned up to this point, and I'll pass on everything as I continue to learn more, okay? If I learn best practices, I'll pass that along to you as to the best way to build and grow this business, okay? And along the way, okay, I'll personally front additional capital for growth of your segment of the business, okay? I'll put up money, help you do that. Now, and I'll continue putting up additional capital and underwriting the risk until you're at a point financially where it makes sense for you to take care of that overhead yourself. But until you're ready, I'll take care of you on that. Okay. No massive business loans. If I told you that was an option, guys, would you think that was a pretty good deal?
Yes.
Guys, the answer is absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Avery. I would challenge anyone to find an opportunity like that. It's pretty amazing. So guys, what I just described to you is Globe Life Family Heritage Division. Okay. And guys, I want to show you some evidence of what I just shared. Okay. So now that I've kind of got your head in the right place and you really understand what you're holding on to, let me just share with you a couple things. So guys, runoff reports. Guys, runoff reports are a projection of the future income you could expect to earn on your existing book of business if you were to resign today. Okay. So these runoffs include examples of people who are primarily, basically three different categories. One, people who are mostly personal producers. Okay. For the majority of their career, they sold a lot of insurance. Rob McLean would be a great example of that. Okay. Rachel Hutchinson would be a great example of that. Those are people that have sold $2 and $3 million respectively since they started in this business. Who on here earned some level of the trip to Arlington for their personal sales? Anyone? Just say me.
Me.
Awesome. Now, guys, some people, and another segment, congratulations to you guys that just said me. Some people earn the majority of theirs for team leaders for the majority of their career. Okay. So they hired people and trained people. Okay. Who on here earned some level of the trip for their team's production? Anybody? Just say me. Oh boy.
Me.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd. Just waiting for, yeah, great. Glad to hear we have a team leader on here this morning. And then guys, agency owners are the third one. Okay. And again, the agency owner projections that I show you, they only reflects the runoff after their promotion to AO, to agency owner. Okay. Now guys, these calculations here that are done that I'm going to share with you, they were done using an annuity calculator. Stay with me here for a moment. An annuity calculator using a 4% annual growth rate for the annuity you would be purchasing. Okay. And a compound interest rate calculator showing a 4% rate of return, compounded monthly on the money you are putting away each month. Guys, real quickly, let me explain the 4% rule. Okay. Guys, the 4% rule of investing just says that once you get to retirement and you stop earning any income, whatever you have as your nest egg, you really only can afford to take and spend and use 4% of your nest egg annually and expect it to replenish itself through interest. 4% is kind of a safe interest calculator, meaning if you have $1 million at age 60 or whatever age you retire, you can afford to basically take 4% of that $1 million, which is $40,000, and spend it each year and expect that $40,000 to replenish itself through interest, helping you keep that $1 million. If you start spending more than 4%, then that million is going to dwindle away a lot more rapidly. Okay, make sense? Okay, good. So guys, that's yes, that is the 4% rule. So we're going to be using that 4% rule in some of these projections that I share with you. So guys, this person here, first off, and I will expand some of these numbers if I can. I apologize up front for them being a little bit small. So this is the first example. This is a person that's worked for 47 months. So basically just under 4 years. Okay. Their personal sales in those 4 years were about $906,000 of active premium. Okay. Means they probably sold about $1 million, about $250 a year, and had about 10% of that cancel. Okay. Guys, the runoff on that block of business, that 906,000 sold in those 4 years, is $892,400. Okay. That means if this person, after 47 months, if they were 100% vested, okay, we all know you got to be here 60 months, 5 years to be 100% vested. But if they were, they could stop, and this annuity would pay them another $892,000. Okay. The first year it would pay them 111,300. The next year, 58,200. Next year, 44,000. Guys, why does that take such a large jump from 111,000 in year one down to 58,000 in year two? Any ideas?
Your new commission stopped coming in.
Bingo. Thank you, Josiah. Your new commissions, which may be 35, 40, 45, 50, 54, 58%, that ends after 12 months. And then it's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. Okay. So that's you got to understand that. That will take a significant decrease in that very first year. And then after that, it's a very slow. You can kind of see you go 10 years out, you're still earning 28,000. You go 40 years out, you're earning 15,000, 60 years out, 84,000. So guys, it is, yeah, I mean, you're still way out here. And by the way, all these numbers are rounded down to the nearest 100. So it's a very conservative projection. This person had team sales of 548,000. So not as much as they personally sold, but they had a small team. Okay. Got 548 of active premium on the books. The runoff on that block of business is another 118,000. But you might be looking at that going, well, 500 is more than half of 900. How come that 118 is so much less than that 800? Anybody want to guess that? It's because your personal commission percentages are 30, 40, 50%, right? Your override percentages are going to be more like 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. It's a smaller percentage. Okay. So the total runoff is over $1 million. That 892 plus the 118, it's a little bit over $1 million. Average of $2,105 a month for 40 years. So for the next 40 years, this 4 years worth of work will spin off another $2,100 per month on average for 40 years. Of course, that's more front loaded, but on average, it's $2,100. The start, guys, if you wanted to have a $2,100 annuity that paid off that much for 40 years, the starting principal you'd have to have in that annuity would be $505,000. You'd have to save $500,000 and leave it there to then have $2,100 spin off for 40 years at a 4% growth rate. Here's how you would get, if you wanted to put that money together in that same 47 months, okay, you would need to save $9,675 a month for 47 months, basically for 4 years. Okay. Does everybody follow that? So in order for you can either come out here and work this business for 4 years. Okay. 40 hours a week, recruit a couple people, sell some insurance, sell it at a high level, or you could try to save $10,000 a month for the next 4 years. Guys, which one of those do you think would be a little bit more doable?
Our way.
You well put, Avery. Our way. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, coming up with $9,675 a month. That's pretty tough. And that's in it. That's saving that much after you pay all your bills. So whatever your bills are, plus $9,675. That's what you'd have to make. Okay. Oh, and pay taxes on it. Guys, by the way, I mentioned as all earnings are rounded down to the nearest $100. So this is a very conservative projection on here. All right. I'm going to go a little faster on the next ones, guys. I went slow on that one so you could kind of follow what those numbers meant. But this next example, number 2, this person worked in the business for 41 months. Okay. This is 3.5 years. Okay. Had personal sales that were active of just under $600,000, $597,000. The runoff on that block of business is $487,000. Okay. This person had team sales that were more than their personal sales. So this person got a little more into recruiting, a little more into building, a little more into paying attention to other folks. The teams had $941,000 of active premium on the books. The runoff on that's $219,000. Okay. Total runoff for both together, $707,500. Okay. that would average paying out $1,474 a month for the next 40 years. What's that, 480 months? Guys, the starting principal you would have to have saved in an annuity to create $1,474 a month for the next 40 years would be $353,850. Again, guys, which is more doable? 41 months of work where you sell on average about $150,000 of premium per year personally, and then recruit some people that go out and sell some insurance, or try to save up $6,958 a month each month for the next 41 months. As Avery so eloquently put it, our way.
Yay.
Well done. And you can kind of see this, guys, too. The numbers here, again, they're small. I apologize, but it's about 82,000 the first year, and then you know what? It's hard for me to even see. It's 62,000, then it goes to 31,000. Of course, the first year commissions expire after the first 12 months. Then everything goes to renewal commission after that. Example number 3. Okay, this person's length of their career, guys, is this helpful? Kind of helping you understand this a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So this person, their career is 95 months. Okay. Right at 8 years. Okay. This person had team and personal sales combined of 4.5 million. Okay. Total runoff on that block of business, personal and team, is a little bit over $1 million. Okay. That would average paying out $2,200 a month for the next 40 years. The starting principal required for that annuity would be a little over $500,000, 530,000. And for you to create that, then for 8 straight years, you would need to put back about $4,685 a month. Okay, do that for 8 years, and you can count on $2,200 a month coming in for the next 40. So this person in their first full year would have 93,000 of coming in. Once all the new commissions work their way through, it'd be about 60 grand the next year, 55 the next year, 52,000 the next year, 49,000 the next year. I mean, this person 6 years in is still earning a grand a week. Grand a week for that work. That's pretty special. Example 4, this person worked here for 106 months, kind of between 8 and 9 years. All right. So this person is, this is actually a person who's been here about the length that Kyle has, a little bit less, or excuse me, a little bit more. But this person had team and personal and team sales combined a little bit over $5 million, 5.187 million. Total runoff on that business is 1.7 million. Okay. That's averaging at $3,589 a month for the next 40 years. To create that, you'd have to have a starting principal of $861,000. So a little bit under $1 million. And for those 106 months, you'd have to put back $6,600 a month and do that for 106 straight months to create that $861,000 annuity to pay you $3,589 a month for the next 40 years. Okay. This person, the length of the time as an agency owner at the time of runoff, at the time of the runoff report, was 45 months. This person had been an AO for a little bit under 4 years. Okay. And guys, to get to agency owner, I mean, I know it shows on the career track how to get to FD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, market director, regional director. Guys, it's right, getting your business right to around $1.52 million. Okay. Once you get to where you're doing regional director numbers, those numbers for someone who's 6 months into the business and an FD4, it might be a little challenging to see, well, gosh, doing that. Guys, once you get to MD or FD5, you can see, oh gosh, all I'm missing right now is just a couple recruits, a couple quarters in a row. No big deal. I can get to MD. Okay. I know what I got to do. Once you get to MD, then you have access to mass recruiting in addition to personal recruiting. You got to simply get 3 recruits and about $250,000 of premium, 2 quarters in a row and 100 submit weeks. Okay. means you got to have about 7 or 8 people submitting business each week. Okay, these aren't off the chart numbers, guys. Once you're at RD, regional director, you're already more than halfway, 2/3 of the way almost to becoming an agency owner. Okay, as you get closer, it's preparing you for the next level. Okay, because you level up along the way. And that's the beauty, guys, of our business, is that we promote from within. So we don't grab people out of thin air and go, hey, come on, you're an agency owner. And then that person hasn't really done the steps leading up to that. It's hard to teach people to do it. You know, when you're someone like a Kyle or like a Brad or like a Todd that's gone through those phases, you can teach other people how to do that. And it prepares you for that next step too, which is pretty cool. Guys, this person had organizational sales of about a little over $4 million in the 3.75 months after becoming an AO. Total runoff on that block of business was $862,000, which is about having a renewity of about almost $1,800 over the next 40 years. You have to have a $431,000 chunk of change in an annuity to create that. And in order to create that in 45 months, you need to put back $8,800 a month. Okay. Hey, Jonathan, if you could hit that mute button, that'll be awesome. But $8,800 a month at 4%, you would need to save up on that. Okay. So guys, this person became an AO, and so 88 months. So that's a little bit over 7 years. This person was an AO. Okay. And this person had organizational sales of $6.7 million. Okay. Active sales on the books. Total runoff on that about 3.3 million. That's averaging just under $7,000 a month coming in over the next 40 years. Not too bad. What's that? 84 grand a year. Guys, in order to create an annuity that would do that, you would need to have $1.6 million of cash sitting in an annuity. And if you wanted to create that $1.6 million over 88 months, the same time it would take to do this, you would need to save $16,325 a month. That sounds hard. It really does. But guys, leveling up and moving up along the way, not nearly as hard, but you can kind of see down here, $3.3 million in that runoff. Guys, it would be a whole lot of years before this person has got less than 50 grand a year coming in renewals. That's pretty cool. So guys, here's a couple of takeaways from this part, and I'll put a bow on this, but guys, the faster you can grow your business, the better. Okay. Yes, this is a marathon, but guys, the sooner that you do it, guys, when everyone's heard the saying, the best day that you can invest $1 is 20 years ago. Okay. When's the second best day you can invest $1? That's today. Today. That's right. Guys, just like the best day to plant a tree was 20 years ago, right? Second best day to plant a tree, today. So guys, the quicker you can grow it, because when you have something for 20 years, if you don't start it, if you wait a year to start it, which year do you miss out on? Do you miss out on that first year, the small growth year, or do you miss out on the 20th year? The answer is the 20th year. Okay. You're going to get that first year, whether you start now or next year or 2 years or 5 years from now, you're going to have to start. What you're missing out on is the big growth years on the back end. So the faster you can grow it today, the better. The faster you can earn. And again, don't get overly caught up in the account balance myth too early in your career. I know some folks have gotten, oh, I need to pay off my account. No, you don't. It's nice. It'll happen. And it typically happens between 18 and 24 months or so. If you have average cancellations and write good business, you'll be fine. It'll pay itself off naturally. You don't need to get caught up in that. Okay. The faster you can increase your renewal contract, the better. And guys, what's the fastest way you can increase your renewals?
Career track.
Move up the career track. That's exactly right. Thanks, Rye. Is move up the career track. Get promotions. Okay. guys, and you get those promotions two different ways. One, personal sales, right? You get to 25,000, you get your first raise, you get to $50,000, you get your second raise and your first renewal bump. Well, what's the other way you can get that second raise and first renewal bump? Is training two people to quick start, right? So guys, the sooner you get into leadership and train other people to do this, the sooner you can take shortcuts and get faster bump ups. Okay. So level up quick. You don't have to sell 300,000 in premium to get a 50 and 3 contract at an FD5, right? I think you can field train 6 people to quick start. Okay. It's like chutes and ladders. You land on that, well, you can take a little shortcut over the next one. It's a beautiful thing. Talk to your direct manager or agency owner about that. But there's been some people that have taken really good advantage of that and gotten their contracts bigger, faster due to leveling up and training other people. Guys, the faster you can level your skill set and begin building a team, the better. Okay. J. Paul Getty was the first registered billionaire in the United States. He was a oil guy down in Texas. And he's quoted as saying, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. And guys, that's building a team through people. You're always going to have more helping other people than you do just focusing on yourself every day. Plus, it's more fun. You know, as the more you can invest in the growth of your business and the sooner you do it, the better. Because the faster it grows, guys, the more you get compounded growth on a bigger number. Okay. It's critical that you maintain a healthy A to T ratio, and that stands for actual to target. So the business that you put on the books, that is your actual, okay? Target, that is the company average, okay? Your A to T ratio shows your average versus the company average. If your A to T ratio is 100%, then yours is spot on with the company average, okay? If it's 90%, then that means yours is about 10% less than the company average, and your renewals will be less than the company averages that are on our spreadsheets. The inverse is true too. Some of you guys have 110, 115% A to T ratio. That means your renewals will be that much stronger than those. So guys, write good business, send thank you letters, get referrals and follow up with those referrals. These are all little things, you know, work with people that have money. Guys, we need to be calling on salaries, not hourlies. Okay. It's okay to call on Dollar Generals and places where people get paid by the hour when you're new in your first 3 months, just to kind of get your training wheels going. But guys, after that, we want to start leveling up and getting into better businesses where people can afford it. And better businesses are challenging to get into because people have money. Okay. It's tougher. They got something to protect. Okay. People that don't have anything, they'll talk to you all day long. Okay. The other thing you want to maintain a healthy is a debt to earnings ratio. Okay. A healthy debt to earnings ratio is 7 to 1 or lower. Okay. If it starts creeping up at 8 to 1 or more, that means if you were to stop today, the renewal, the money, the commissions coming in would pay off your account in 7 months or less. Okay. So that means if you have a $70,000 account, then you would want to have at least $10,000 a month of commissions coming in, and it would pay off in 7 months. If you have a $35,000 account, you would want to make sure that you have at least $5,000 per month of commissions coming in to pay off that account. Okay. Again, talk to your agency owner or team leader if you have any questions about that one. So it's critical you maintain the healthy ratios and that you grow it in a sustainable, profitable way, and following the system will do that. It's also critical that in spite of this, that you're still building your business around your life, not your life around your business. Okay. It is a balancing act, and it can be done as long as we plan it. Guys, if you don't plan, you always feel like you're busy. You always feel like a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest. When you stop, take 30 minutes at the beginning of each week or the end of each week to plan the next week. Okay. Plan the important things in your life, the rocks, the big rocks. Okay. And then the next important things, and then the next. And you'll find out that the sand and the water, some of that stuff doesn't even need to be in there. Some of that stuff like TV time and Netflix and things like that, as long as that stuff is put in last and not first, it's a beautiful thing. So the sooner, guys, you can flip your account, the better, sure. But realize that there's an opportunity cost associated with being more concerned about a flipped account than in growing your renewals. Okay. So guys, if we're all focused on getting our account paid off so much that we starve our business, that we don't invest back into it, guys, our business is a lot like a plant. If you don't feed a plant, if you don't water a plant, it won't grow. Guys, if you don't feed a business, okay, and you feed a business by, there's certain things you can do to bring in to recruits. Okay, there's things that you can do. You can invest in your business by joining the Chamber of Commerce and paying that $200 annual fee to be a part of that, by joining a BNI chapter or a networking group. Okay, there are certain things. I think a number of people have joined different organizations and penetrated those organizations. That's not free. Okay, there's an opportunity cost to paying to do that. And hey, sometimes if that means that your account pays off a couple months later, that's okay. If you earned significantly more in the process, as long as it outpaced the interest that you paid on it, who cares? Okay, guys, nobody, most large corporations that you see today, the overwhelming majority of them didn't just build it, didn't start with $5 and wait till they got $10. They went to a bank and had a significant, they went in the red, they borrowed, or they raised venture capital. Okay, so it's okay. Okay, some debt is okay as long as it's helping you grow. Guys, most of us that own our homes don't own it free and clear. Most of us have a mortgage. That's debt. That's okay. That's good debt. All right, because you are paying yourself and building your own net worth each month, as opposed to paying rent and paying someone else's mortgage for them. Okay, so debt is not bad as long as you're growing something at a larger percent than the interest you're paying on said debt. Okay, so don't ever starve your business just to flip. All right, so guys, that is what I wanted to share with you today. If anybody, I'll pause right there and just say, if anybody has any questions about anything that we covered, my phone's always on. Kyle's phone is always on. We would love to chat with you about this, but guys, we've got an amazing business here. And if we just follow the blueprint that's already been created, there's not a whole lot of stuff to figure out, right? It's been figured out. Okay. Mistakes have been made. Guys, you can learn from mistakes. The cool thing is those mistakes don't always have to be yours. You can learn from the mistakes other people have made ahead of time and from the success other people have had. And if you're really good at copying, I know in school, if you got caught copying, you got in trouble. Here, if you copy really well, you'll create some great generational wealth for you and your family. So guys, thanks for being on today. Have an awesome day. Let's take a look at our goals for the week, where we are now. Look at our goals. We stand in relation to those, and let's do what needs to be there by the end. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for that. That was great.
Yeah, that was great.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks,
That was
Van.
awesome.